Hello everybody, my name is Sasha and welcome to my channel. My tip for reading section is not to read the whole text. If you watched already some videos how to prepare, you probably heard same advice, but it's really true. I will leave in the description the link to the website with which I prepared for Ielts. So it's the website which simulated the test. So you can do listening and reading section there, and it will count your points and show what result you've got. It's very helpful because you can see approximately what points you can get in the real exam, since the tasks they are really same. So my advice in reading section is to really check the timing, because in the exam I answered 20 questions and then the examiner said that there is only 10 minutes left and I still got 20 questions and I was like, oh my god. So the last 10 minutes I simply was just like, oh my god, I didn't even read the questions. I was like, okay, so this is the question about that, okay, so this is probably the answer, okay, so this is the question, I just try to do it as fast as I can, and in the end I got nervous, almost in last seconds I started to erase my last answers, and then I was like, no, probably they were right, and I put them back. I got 6 points for this section. It's not good, but it was enough for me, to pass this test. So, and I'm pretty happy about that. But I just wanted to tell you that at home, when you train, you are more relaxed. You think that you kind of, if you don't answer right, it doesn't matter. So that's why at home when I trained, I didn't spend so much time on questions. I wasn't reading so thoughtfully the text. I recommend to you to maybe train at home try to train the same way as you would doing in exam. So kind of try to imply different techniques. Try to read the text longer, or try to read maybe faster, but then do same in the exam. Also, the thing about reading that the answer usually hiding in the question itself. So for example, when you see the question, there are some words which, for example, they ask you kind of to put, maybe there is a sentence we went, and then there is something, and then with Maria and Tom. So it means that it should be something to, let's say we went to Los Angeles, or we went to the theater. So you need to find something with these kind of articles. So, and simply, it's just a simple example, but you can try to make it in the same in all tasks. So you can watch more videos about that in the channels which I left down there. I found them very helpful, and I think those people they are professionals and they know what they are talking about, so they will explain better than I do. But my advice, don't read whole passage. So read just the first 2 sentences, of each article, and the last sentence of each article, or maybe the last 2. So it's kind of the conclusion of this article. So, and thanks to that, you will get already the understanding. Also, when you see the questions from 1 to 40, they all going kind of okay. So, for first passage, you will maybe get let's say 10 questions. So the first question will be probably in the first passage, first article. Second question probably will be in the second article. So just kind of, they can't go in the way that the 10th question, the answer to that would be in the first article. No, so it should be around, same. So pay attention to that. So the second advice is about listening. When they, for example, say some name of the street or name of the person, and you need to write correct, these letters. And usually they can say Stephen Hawkins, and then they would say Howvece. So something not same which you just heard. The main idea is to listen the way they will spell the name of some street or of some person. So for that reason, I could recommend to you, and I also got this advice from my friend, to listen how the alphabet is spelled, because for a while I really had some problems when I was practicing to spell, kind of to write down correctly what the person is saying, the alphabet, so when they spell some words. So, and the second advice is to practice a lot with the tasks with directions. Usually in Ielts they have some, let's say, map. Well, I wanted to find some map here, but I don't have any. So usually they have some map, and in this map there are like some directions, and the voice, like, you know, the audio telling you, okay, so we went in, and then on the left, like, kind of corner, we saw the circles, and you have a list with the names, kind of, you have, you know, these buildings which are marked as A, B, C, D, and you have lists with like names and locations which you need to put. And oh my god, in Ielts it was so hard task. I mean, when I just started to do this exercise, like, you know, the first one I got right, and then I was like, what the hell they're talking about, you know? It was so confusing, but I assume because I got 8 points, probably, well, I did only 5 mistakes, or maybe even less, so I assume that maybe I did this exercise right. But when I was at the exam and I was listening to that, I was like, what? So I couldn't, like, you know, fully understand that, even though when I was practicing it at home, I did it always well, so that's why I didn't pay so much attention to that. So my advice, pay attention to that. This was the exercise with which, for example, I got confused the most at the exam. In writing section, I have an advice to use academic language and tactics to describe diagrams, because in my own kind of, you know, experience, at the exam I forgot, like, in the second essay about these things, like firstly, secondly, like in conclusion, like moreover, furthermore. I didn't use these words, and that's why I think I didn't get, like, you know, high points for that. I only got 6. Clearly it's about coherence. I mean, I had some coherence, but I just forgot to use, you know, this academic language, these like things which, like an introduction, you know, and conclusion. So, and I think I lost points on that. So, and also please train a lot to write about diagrams. I can show to you, wait. I also watched lots of videos, and yes, I'm in focus. And I even wrote to myself, you know, some kind of structures. Like, I watched the video, I will leave also the link in the description down below, on the channels which teach you how to write, like what words you should use and stuff. So, and if you really will pay attention to that, and you will kind of, you know, do it as much as you can, I believe that you will, like, be able to succeed in this exam. Not only watch videos, but also write yourself some kind of things like that, and always count, like, how many words you have, because in the first task, I think you require to have at least 150 words, and in the second task 250. So, and it's important not to write less or not to exceed so much this limit. Okay, so, and about the speaking section, my advice, don't sit silent. I mean, like, even maybe it's better if the examiner, like, interrupts you, but don't stay silent. Talk as much as you can, and also practice beforehand to use some very complicated words, you know, to look smart and to show your like variety of the vocabulary. It's very important, but of course use these words in like right meaning, and think, like, in advance, would you say like that in your real life or not? Because IELTS speaking is, of course, also counting on like how good you are talking, you know, can you, like, understand what's going on and, like, respond correctly, but also it will give you some additional points for the words, you know, like complicated words which you can use. So for that reason, I can just recommend to you to practice a lot. For that reason, in some points, I got my YouTube channel to practice my speaking at least once per week. So, and also I have an international friends with whom I used to speak a lot. So that's why I think I didn't, like, experience any problems in speaking. But if you feel that you don't have enough for practice, please find maybe some apps, or like, I don't know, even maybe talk to your friends sometimes, like, you know, as a fun, like in English, or maybe start to make videos just for yourself. You cannot upload, but just to have this skill, you know, of talking. I hope this video was useful for you. As I said, please check every link in the description down below, because this is my treasure which helped me to pass Ielts. And well, 7 points, it's like C1, so it's advanced level, it's very high, it's very good, and I'm very proud of myself, and I'm proud of you, so because I hope that you will really pass and get your results, and they will be good. So text me in the comments down below if you already passed this exam and how many points you got, and also text me if you're just going to pass and how much points you need, so, and we can just, you know, share our like own experience and be happy for each other. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel not to skip next videos, and now here you can see the best comment to the previous video. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and see you guys soon. Bye.